Well, hey folks, I'm out here in the garage, so I'm not going to be able to get super good angles, but just wanted to show I got the 2012 F-150 Platinum here all cleaned and polished up to my standards, and I did go ahead and put a new set of wheels on there. Um, they're not brand new, I got them used, but I got a really good deal on them. I was looking at aftermarket wheels and even stock wheels. I thought about going with some of the brand new, stock wheels they were using on the 23s or 24s or whatever. Um, and there was only really two options I liked. One of them was a factory platinum wheels, and I think they are off like the 15 to 17. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they were 20s, and they had a pretty good look to them. But every set I found was curb rashed, or something was up with them, or they were far away, or they were overpriced. And I started looking online, found them on several sites online, and I also found that Discount Tire sold them. These are made by Vox, VOXX, and they're 20 by 9, so 9-inch wide, 20-inch wheel. And they are the Raptor replicas, is what they are. They're, trying to replicate a 17-inch Raptor wheel, but in a 20-inch. You can throw on your F-150. And I really liked the way they looked. And I didn't want to spend like 1,300 bucks on a set of four of them, whatever they were, 1,400 bucks. And I just happened to find a set for sale online for 400 bucks for all four of them. And they're in amazing condition. And I'm like, those are the wheels I want. I did research on them to make sure they fit the hub bore, the lug pattern, everything. They're made for an F-150. They say they'll fit all years from like, I believe, '04 all the way to the current, 2023, 2024. I guess two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive really doesn't matter from what I found. And the only thing that was different was offset. I believe factory offset is like, once again, don't quote me, I think it's like 44 or something on the factory wheels. And these are 25. And I didn't know if that was to make up for the extra half an inch wide, because these are 9 inches wide. The factory ones are 8.5. And so they do stick out a little bit farther, but nothing bad. I think it gives it a better look if you get, factory wheels always tuck in, which I understand why they do, so it doesn't throw all kinds of crap up on your paint. But if you get right on it, they're not too bad. They're about even. They're about even with that fender flare. I think they look really good. Now the fronts, they stick out more just because, the front of the truck narrows. Let me show you this way here. If I can get right next to the truck there, you can kind of see it. But yeah, I think they look real sharp. And I just bought these brand new tires for my other wheels, so I just had them put on here and, transferred the TPMS and got them all rebalanced and everything. But here they are in the front here. Kind of show you how they look here, how much poke out they have. They got a little more in the front. Not bad. I think it gives it more of a little beefier stance. I was looking at all kinds of aftermarket wheels, and unless you're willing to really step up and pay $3,000 or $4,000 for a set of wheels, which I'm not, I'm a cheap ass. These are the best looking set of wheels, at least for me, that I could find. I know the big thing for the last 10 years or so is, murder everything out an all black wheel. I don't like an all black wheel. I just certain things it works on. I just think it would make this platinum look, kind of cheap, I guess, dull. I don't know. I like the polished aluminum or the brushed aluminum, whatever you want to call it. But it has the black in there to break it up, right? If the whole wheel was all aluminum color, I wouldn't have really dug that. If the whole thing was black, I wouldn't have liked that. They do make these. They make these in this wheel, and they do also make it in all black. And if you like these, Discount Tire has it on their website. But yeah, I really like these. I did go ahead and buy new lug nuts since it's an aftermarket wheel. If you guys have an F-150 of the 20, what is it, 2009 to 20, 2014, I believe. I don't know how the new ones are, but for those years, they use a really uh, the part that goes on the wheel, right? It's like a really big tapered seat on there, and I thought I was going to have to, because you guys know the factory lug nuts, they suck, right? They're still with that aluminum cover that all factory, doesn't matter. It's a Ford, GM, Chrysler, they all do it, and they're hard to get off. They stick to the socket. If you live somewhere where you got rust, you already know what a rust jack. It's just a pain in the butt. So if I would have had to get those from discount, but in a brand new like chrome version without that cover on them, they would have been $150 for a set of for this truck. But these ones here, these splined ones, these are actually the correct ones for this since it's an aftermarket wheel. They're only $65 for all of them, so that's not bad. Yeah, so you guys will have to let me know what you think about these wheels. I think they look really sharp on here. At least I sure like them. And I got her all cleaned up and all polished up, paint shining. You know, I'm sure if I took it to a professional high-end detail shop, they could get better. But for me here in the garage, I'm pretty happy with it. And then here's the final one here in the driver's front here. I did go ahead and clean them up real good. And I did go ahead and give them a quick, polish before when it didn't have any tires on there. And of course, after they mounted them, I cleaned them. And I did go ahead and use some Cerakote on them. I'll show you that product. I love that product. I've got it everywhere on this truck. Um, it doesn't really do a whole. I mean, it does. It gives it more gloss here on the silverish color. Actually, it does quite a bit, but it really shines on these darker colors. I used that on my Jeep I had, and my goodness, it made that paint pop on there. I'll show you that. I think that's a real good product. I'll go ahead and show you the inside real quick. I think for a 2012, she's really clean. She's a platinum, so she's all loaded up. Um, I almost feel that this truck's a little too good for me, you know, but got a pretty decent deal on it, I think. But it's just I'm not used to having stuff quite this nice, and even though it's 11 years old now, or going to be, I guess, be 12 years old. Um, just for me, man, this is a super, super. I remember when these first came out. I remember the shop I was working at. These first rolled in 2009. Of course, they still had the 5.4 liter in them then. But then I remember they got the 3.5 EcoBoost and they got the 5 liter Coyote, which this one has. But yeah, I remember when these first came out, just like how nice these trucks were, right? And now we're going to be in the 2024 model, and they've come that much farther since this. But I bought it from the original owner, and he was, I believe, 80 or 82 years old. And he took really good care of it. And he had, unfortunately, like 6 months before I bought it, his wife threw all the documentation for all the service history away on the truck. But went ahead and ran a Carfax, and it was all in the Carfax. It showed everything. So I've got all that service documentation. He did every oil change on time since the time it was bought brand new. I did go ahead and buy the new Husky liners, even though the carpet's like brand new underneath. Yeah, but as I was saying, the guy was either 80 or 82, and you could tell he really took care of it. It was originally a Texas truck. That's where he bought it. And then he moved up here to Nevada. And I mean, it's not, I guess to the average person, it'd be pretty perfect. I'm really, really picky, but it's as close as you're going to get, I think. It's really nice. I'm definitely happy with it. I've I was contemplating selling it and, making some money off of it and then getting something else. But um, the only reason I was going to do that, because it's so dang long and I was going to have to rearrange my garage to get it in here. But I did it. Um, it's not as easy to park in here as a Jeep was. I could have walked all in front and behind the Jeep, but I can walk behind it, so that's good. And it's a really nice riding truck. Really like it a lot. I just still feel it's a little too nice for me. It's got the sunroof in there, which I'll never even open. I'll never even open that cover. I could care less about a sunroof. It's got the power window in the back. It's fully loaded. It's got everything in here for the year. Only thing I'll probably do, I'll go ahead and install my dash cam in it, and I'll hook up my Garmin GPS because I'm not the Garmin. It's got voice act. This has voice activation too for this GPS in here, the factory one. But the Garmin's just so much easier to use. These Ford Sync systems, they were pretty clunky in their early years. I'm sure they're, well, actually, I know they're a lot better because I just rented a 2023 Ford Edge, and very fast and not so clunky anymore. These ones, they're a little clunky. So I'll just use an aftermarket GPS. This one works, but it takes a long time to enter stuff. And I'll be going up and getting the windows, just the two front windows tinted here to match the rest here pretty soon. Now that I'm pretty confident that I'm going to hold on to this truck for a while. Well, I wasn't going to make a video. I was just going to do a video about the wheels, but it turned in. Guess I got to show you guys the whole truck. Another thing I did go ahead and get a stubby antenna. I didn't want like a little rubber one or anything, so I just got a little metal one. And the reception's fine. Just in case I run it through the car wash, it doesn't bend the hell out of that antenna. I don't have to take it off, which I don't. I don't like taking this thing through a car wash. I'll take it through a touchless one, but they don't do a very good job. But I just think it looks a little cleaner. And I did use, I'll show you that Cerakote in a minute. So I did the paint, I've done it twice, and I did the front windshield too. And what I noticed was on my way to Discount Tire to get those tires and wheels swapped out, it started sprinkling just a little bit, but that stuff just, with the wind blowing around the highway, it just slid right off of there. That's a really good product. I'll show you that real quick. Okay, so let me start off by saying, me personally, I am not a fan of this product. This is Cerakote. This is ceramic trim coat. You can see it's for plastic stuff. I've used this twice now, and I'm not a fan of it. Maybe you are. I personally wouldn't recommend this. But what I will recommend is this right here by Cerakote, the Rapid Ceramic Paint Sealant. This has to be the easiest product I've ever used, and it gives an instant shine. I mean, a high gloss shine. 1688 at my local Walmart. And I've used this on several cars, and I still have at least half a bottle. It goes a long way. It's got a super fine little mist, and you don't need many, like 4 or 5 sprays per panel. Just buff it in with a microfiber, turn the microfiber over, give it a quick wipe off. I'm sold on this product. Now, no, it's not your traditional ceramic coating, right? You're going to have installed for, several $100s. That's going to last 2 or 3 years, 4 years, whatever. But it does give it a coating that does last for quite a while. And for what it is, what it costs, and how easy it is to use, I think this stuff is the best product I've ever used, for the do-it-yourselfer. I would just try to get your paint, as contaminant free as you can before you use it. At least give it a good wash and stuff. This is great stuff right here. I'd really recommend this. Great stuff. So yeah, that's what I use. I don't know how much it'll show, but it really gave these wheels a super high gloss finish. And that's just one coat. I sprayed like 5 little, spritzes on there and buffed it in. Definitely works very, very well. And you can see it, you know, down the side of the truck. Like I say, it doesn't show as much as like the Jeep because the Jeep was a dark blue metallic and it really popped. But you could still see. It's nice. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you have anything to say. All right, folks, y'all be good. Catch you next time.